Hey everyone, thank you for joining us for today's Digital Making at Home live stream. I'm Mr C and coming to you live from Cambridge as always. Make sure to say hello to us in the chat and tell us where you're tuning in from. It's amazing to see all of our community. We're up to 730 subscribers now, people from all over the world. And I'm here today with the amazing Christina. How you doing, Christina?
Hello, Mr. C. So good to be here. And hello to everyone at home. I'm joining from Nebraska. And like Mr. C said, we'd love to see where you all are joining us from. How are you doing today, Mr. C?
I'm really good, thanks. Yeah, I'm quite well, given fresh haircut today, so I'm feeling sharp.
Yeah, looking very fresh. Yeah, looking good. Awesome.
Yeah. It was super cold on my scalp though when I first did it. It was like, well, it was a shock. Like you forget how cold it is without having your hair up there.
Well, it's nice to bring a new style, right? It's like shifting up the norm, having something new. Seeing folks saying Fred on Facebook, hello. Go Ball saying hello. Or Khan, hello. Oh, Larry is on, where's that? YouTube saying hi from Canada. Welcome, Larry. Super exciting to have everyone here. So Mr. C, I had been thinking a lot and I wanted to bring a question to you and to the group because I'm trying to think, as we know, I've got a puppy. I'm thinking about like a personal project that I can maybe work on during the holidays, something fun to keep me occupied, but to also help with Cassie. And I'm curious from folks at home, like if you've done any digital making projects with your pets, and if so, like what was it? I'm thinking maybe like a bell for her to communicate with me if she needs to go outside. I'd love to hear from folks. Have you done anything, Mr. C, with pets and digital making?
So I've worked with a few young people on projects that they wanted to do for digital making with their pets and things like that. NCS and coolest projects. So I've seen an automatic dog feeder. So your dog will step in front of it and it can recognize the dog and it will sort of like drop food in a certain times of day. So what if your dog works out that like, because Cassie's very clever. So she works out, okay, if I can get treats whenever I want, it will like block her out after 3 attempts or it will have a timeout as well. So that's super doable. We can do that if you want. We could like do some facial recognition on Cassie and see if it, and only she can get her treats then.
Oh gosh, she would love that. Yeah, because she knows what the treats are. She like hears the bag and she like immediately will like what she does actually because she knows sit and down and crate. So if she hears the treat bag, she just starts doing them all. She'll just like sit and then she'll go down, and then she'll run to her crate, and then she'll come back out and sit. And she's just like, what does she want me to do so I can get this? But yeah, seeing folks. Hi Kevin
awesome.
on YouTube.
And that's why we could do that.
Okay. Well, yeah. We'll talk more. We'll talk more. I love that idea. I think that could be really fun. And speaking of facial recognition,
we could do that with the robot
project today. For sure. Oh, seeing so many folks saying hi in the chat.
Absolutely, yeah.
Hello, Chafia from Tunisia. Hello, Alex. And hello, let's see, Rainbow Colorful on Twitch. Hi. Thanks for joining us. This is great.
So cool, right? And for those people who are joining us for the first time this week, welcome to Digital Making at Home. It's all about getting young people coding, creating, making things with technology and doing awesome stuff. Every week, we chat with cool people, we code together, and we see amazing digital making products from young people all over the world. We're broadcasting live today to YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, and Twitter right now, and we're able to see your comments. And like Christina says, please pop them in the chat because we want to hear from you. Make sure you hit the subscribe button as well. You can go to rpf.io/sub, and that means you'll get those updates and you'll be the first to hear about when we get new content that goes live. Big shout out to Melissa, Michael, and Oscar, who just joined our community today. Thank you for subscribing. That's awesome. Should we jump straight into the session today?
Yeah, I'm really excited to host this stream with you because we are talking to Sandeep and Severe, our first father-son duo. And I'm seeing folks coming in on Facebook, Tabri from Algeria, John, howdy from South Carolina. I thought you were from Texas, but howdy from South Carolina. Fun fact, John, I went to high school in South Carolina. Ali from Iraq. This is so great to see folks. And yeah, I'm really excited to bring on Sandeep and Severe.
Yeah. I mean, they're all involved in an organization called CodeTigers over in India, and they've been teaming up Indian code clubs with coder dojos in the US as like a collaboration sort of exchange program of coding lessons. It's been really cool. Should we bring them in?
Yes, let's see. Hello.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Hi.
How are you doing? What time is it there?
It's like 12:30 right here.
Oh my gosh, like midnight, 12:30. Like it's nighttime. Oh wow, so you're staying up pretty late. Is this like usually your bedtime, or are you allowed to stay up for digital making at home?
No, it's the first time ever.
Are you getting the day off school tomorrow?
No.
Oh man.
All right. Well,
That's
thank
harsh.
you both for joining us. Sandeep, would love to know a little bit about yourself, and especially we mentioned Code Tigers. Could you tell us like what that is and what you do with it?
Yes, thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much for having me on the show. So, Code Tigers is basically an initiative to make young Indians code literate. That's the mission that we created it with about 5 years ago. And it started very interestingly as a parent when I, for the first time, came across this whole idea about teaching code to young kids. And I still remember Savir, who's on the show today with me. He was in grade 3 at that time, and he liked something that we tried together for the first time, and that sort of gave the idea its birth, and here we are today.
Oh,
That's so
wow.
cool.
So, Severe, what is like your favorite thing about Code Tigers? What do you like about it?
So, like, I really like what we are doing right now in coding. So, right now we are creating projects with Python, and the projects are just so interesting. So, the last time we met, we created a project like we created Minecraft, what Minecraft was like in 2009. So, it was real fun. And our assignment was that we need to add a bit of more resources, and we need to customize our own home in the game. So
Okay. Yeah. Did
it
you
took
do
me
that
a bit of
with
time, but it
other?
was really fun.
Okay. Did you do that with other kids? Were you like on a team, or did you do it individually?
I did it with the team.
Oh, neat. That's really cool. And that's been virtual, right?
Yes.
Oh, wow. Because I think we have a photo of the Code Tigers group. Look at, oh my gosh. Look at everyone. That's really, that's amazing. Lots of fun there. That warms my heart.
So cool.
Sandeep, how for you, what inspired you to start Code Tigers?
So Savir inspired me to actually start Code Tigers. Like I said, it started as a parent. I came to know about this website called code.org, which I'm sure almost every one of us have heard about. So I still remember the first activity we did together as father and son was the classic maze activity, which has angry birds and all those wonderful plants and zombies and some Disney characters. And I love the expression on Savir's face when he saw the bird hit the pig for the first time. Yeah, and then I sort of decided that this is something very powerful. If he's liking it, then it should be experimented with a few of his friends, and then we tried it with some of his friends, and then one thing led to the other, and then we did not stop. We just kept going and kept getting more and more kids to join in.
That's so
Definitely.
cool.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Oh, go ahead, Mr. C. What are you saying?
I was just going to ask, like, you use Blockly and Code.org and things like that. What do you sort of, between the difference between Blockly and Scratch, I guess, are the questions I'm asking, because we're going to use Scratch today, Severe. So have you used a lot of Scratch before, or has it mostly been Blockly?
So I used Scratch pretty much. And the difference between Blockly and Scratch is that in Blockly, Blockly is not more different than Scratch, but like what I did in Blockly was that this is the target, and you need to like make the bird reach the pig. But in Scratch, you can pretty much create anything that you want.
Interesting, yeah, because I've not used much Blockly, so that's really interesting, man. Like, I'm a big Scratch fan. I just like make all sorts of stuff on Scratch all the time. But yeah, no, it's interesting. Thanks.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Scratch has really interesting formulas in it.
Right,
Like you could create many different things by using sensing or variables.
Absolutely, yeah. Like we're going to do today, right? So like some of these extensions we've got today, people at home, you'll find them, like, and just to explain is that you can only get to them in this version of Scratch that we're using today. So we're going to pop up a link for you later. And it's a special version of Scratch made just for machine learning. So we can do a whole bunch of things, and you'll be able to get back to that anytime you want and make a project in it and do some really cool machine learning stuff with all these crazy extensions that Savir's talking about. Very cool, man.
Yeah. And Sandeep, you mentioned like you had checked out code.org. You're not a professional developer, right?
No, I'm not,
Yeah.
and I think that's been to my advantage because I I'm able to see problems, see coding from a perspective of an absolute beginner. Somebody
Right.
who's not learned it in college. So I've not been trained in that sense. So I look at problems, I look at Scratch or anything else for that matter from the way a child would look at it. So I think that's been very interesting, and you need to probably look at the world from 2 feet above the ground. So that's been my take on everything, and this gives you a perspective of how a child would look at all of these things. Like what is machine learning to a child, for example.
Mhm.
You know.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. I think it's so important. I always tell that to a lot of folks in our community who are thinking of starting a dojo or a code club because they're like, well, I'm not a programmer. I'm like, like you said, that is to your advantage to come in with a beginner's lens, to have that, like, that can be really helpful for a kid. Because often for folks who have a software engineering background, they might try and do something a little bit too advanced. So I give them coaching on how to step back and have that beginner, that 2 feet view that you mentioned, having that beginner's lens, which is really helpful. I know, Sandeep, you also have your own live stream, right? Like, can you tell us a little bit about that? Like, what have you been doing?
Yes, so we started our live stream around 5 months ago, and it was born out of a necessity that in India there are a lot of kids who cannot afford to pay for anything over and above their school education. So we were getting a lot of requests from people, from kids who wanted to learn code. So we decided to bring out a live stream. So it streams out at 10 a.m. every Sunday morning, and we have a slightly different format. We bring out a guest from different parts of the industry, technology or otherwise, and we have a young child from different age groups. So we've had the youngest kid who's been from grade 2, and we've had the oldest kid from grade 11 so far on the stream, and it's been absolutely wonderful. We've had so many wonderful guests from different industries, different sectors, and we just try to give an experience to a child to be able to learn at least 1 hour a week, which probably is the right amount of time that you want to spend.
Well, that's great. And so folks at home, check out youtube.com/CodeTigers. And you can see, looks like there's past videos there that folks can check out. They can see, like, that's amazing to bring that to your community. I'm sure so many folks appreciate that. And to hear that you have kids as young as grade 2 presenting and sharing, that's such a neat opportunity. Wow. I bet, like, that, I love that. And I think we've talked about, you've also been connecting with folks outside of India. I believe the photo that we had up earlier, there are actually some American flags, right? Because you've been working with our colleague Vasu in India to do what we're calling Raspberry Pi Pals. Can you tell us a little bit about that? What has that experience been like?
Yeah, that actually also was a very, very interesting experience for us. In fact, one of the most interesting experiences ever. So we wanted to try and reach out to another country, a club in another country, and try and experiment what would be the experience when kids from two different countries get together and learn to code in the same live environment.
Wow,
So what we do is we meet once a week, and we meet for about 90 minutes. So we do a different Scratch project every week, and we have mentors from the US and India, and all of us, they just get together. So in the first project that we did, we had about 20 kids from each country, and in the second project, which is right now underway, we have 30 kids from both countries. So 30 from India, 30 from the US, and all of them being mentored together. And the kids are from as young as grade 2 to grade 6 and 7. So it's been absolutely wonderful. So what you see there are some images where there are kids from both the countries trying to learn together.
yeah, and I heard that, like, kids didn't want to leave the sessions at the end of it.
Absolutely.
Like, they're having so much fun and enjoying it. Severe, what has that been like for you to code with folks from the other side of the world?
It was absolutely amazing. So, like, after we finish our project, we go into breakout rooms to share our projects with each other. So, the creativity, the different things that each of the other people do.
Yeah.
And the most important thing the most enjoyed thing of the session is the Kahoot games.
I hear Kahoots. We like playing it on our team, like with our staff. Like we've been playing some Kahoot games too. Do you all just do like basic trivia? You'll do. What's your Kahoot usually about?
So
Everything.
anything related to India and America, because the students are from there.
Yeah. Oh, that's really neat. And I love what you said about creativity. Oh, go ahead, Sandeep.
Yeah, so we've had Bollywood and Hollywood together in the Kahoot. I don't know if you follow Shah Rukh Khan, but he's been on the Kahoot activities. We've had presidents from both the countries. We've had the best food from both the countries. It's been amazing. So the response has been so good that we're already talking to someone in Germany. We're talking to someone in South Africa. We're talking to someone in Virginia in the US. I think more and more such engagements need to happen, and as soon it's
Yes.
amazing.
Yes, and I think as challenging as this year has been, I feel like it's really lent itself to folks thinking creatively about what does it look like to connect with folks in the virtual space, right? Like there's that time and that availability now. So for you all to, I know, work with Vasu and to get this started, it's incredible. And to hear now that you have folks Germany, South Africa, Virginia, that's amazing. I can't wait to hear more about it.
And in fact, one of the interesting things is that for this particular project, we in India have to the kids have to get up at 7:30 in the morning, and it's like really late in the US. So, but still, the Indian kids are there every week at 7:30 a.m. on a weekend.
Oh, so, wow, that's amazing. I've been struggling with getting up with my dog every morning at 6 a.m. So to hear that commitment is definitely inspiring. Well, I know we mentioned like we've got a coding project to do together. So let's jump into that. Mr. C is going to be leading us. You take it away, Mr. C.
Awesome. So to start off, you're going to have to open this special version of Scratch, everybody. So we're going to pop up the short link for you here. It's rpf.io/ML for kids. So machine learning for kids is what that stands for. And this is a fork of Scratch. So this has been forked off by Machine Learning for Kids, and they've added some of their own special extensions. Like Savir was saying earlier, you have extensions you can add that are like video sensing, which is one we're going to use today, but there's also the pen, a bunch of other things you can add. And this one has special ones created that are all about machine learning. So once you've opened up this Scratch environment, you should see it here in the stream now. It looks exactly the same as regular Scratch, you'll notice. But we're going to add some extensions before we start. So down here at the bottom left, we click Add Extension. And then it brings up this list. And you'll see there's the video sensing one, which is the one we want first. So let's choose that one. So just click Video Sensing block. And you see it will add the blocks for you down here. All right, and it takes us straight there. And you'll see that my video is now started up. And you can see me in my video there on Scratch.
Awesome. I know me and Savir are coding along too.
Awesome.
So set up.
Have you got that one set up, Christina? You've got the extension. Savir, you've got your video sensing extension set up? Have we all got it?
Yes.
Fantastic. So let's add a new one. And this time, add extension and scroll all the way down to the bottom, and you'll see one that looks like this smiling face, and it's called face detection. So that's what we're going to use today. Now, there are a couple of other ones in here. There's like speech to text we can use. There's pose detection, so you can do YMCA, and it can detect that for you in front of the camera. There's also toxicity, which is a really interesting one I'm playing with at the moment, where it can detect whether people are saying nasty things in text messages, and it can sort of like respond. And I'm building some projects around these things, but we're going to do face detection today. So click that one. And we'll get these 3 small blocks. That's all it will add, these tiny little blocks. And now these blocks here, Savir, have been trained by IBM's Watson, which is a really powerful AI in the cloud, to sort of detect where your nose is and where your eyes are based on the fact that it's seen millions and millions of faces that they've fed into it. So IBM have fed their big brain in the cloud all of these faces, and now this model is going to be able to track you based on what it's been trained on. So that's super duper cool. So we'll switch to your screen now, man, because I think people are tired of seeing mine.
And it's neat because we've had a theme of machine learning, which has been really cool. And so with that, I know we had Randy Williams from MIT, where we actually trained our own model. And then last week we had our friends Adarsh and Arushi talk about like their machine learning. So I love like now we're doing a machine learning project, which is really cool. Luckily, it's already trained, so we don't have to do that stuff.
Absolutely. So the first thing you'll want to add, mate, is an when green flag clicked. Fantastic. So under our events menu, that's the one. And now we're going to go down to our video sensing. So if you click on that menu on the left there, you see we roll down a little bit and you should have added, that's the one. And we get these blocks. Now, we want to make sure that whenever we click the green flag, it switches our video on. It needs to sort of refresh that and just make sure it's going. So drag that across. And then we want to grab the last one there, set video transparency, drag that across and set it to 0. We want our video to be fully opaque. So now when you click the green flag, you'll watch your video change. It will get darker. Bam, right? So we did that. Well, why do you think we did that, dude? Why would we make your video like that? What do you reckon?
Could you repeat that?
Sorry, man. Why do you think we set your video's transparency to be 0? Why would we do that?
So the machine could understand, read our face properly.
100%, man. Well done. Yeah, exactly right. So we make sure the video is as clear as possible so that whatever we're doing, it can detect us as well as it can. So
nice work, Samir. I was stumped on that for a second.
Cool. So we need to add a little bit more code now. We've got it going. We've got our video going. We know that it's set up exactly the way we would like it. So the next thing we want to add to it is we want to go down to our when video, what do we go? Set video transparency to 0. So we need a control block. So let's go to our control menu and grab a forever block. Because what we want to do, we can just add it to the end of this script. I was going to make a new script, but we don't have to. So we're going to put a forever block on the end of our script here. And we've got our scratch cat, right, which is where we're putting the code. You can see that sitting in the middle of your face right now. All right, so that's the cat. That's what we're going to put this code on. So forever, we want our cat to go to our face, right? We're going to have it block our face. It's like a paparazzi camera blocker, right? So you're going to be famous one day, Severe, and we need to make this thing so that people can't detect your face wherever you go. So underneath that, go to motion, and you'll see there's a go to X and Y block. Just stick that in your forever. So on, man. And so we want the cat now to go to wherever your face is, right? So we're going to have it center on your nose. So go down to face detection in the menu on the left. You can just roll down to face detection. You'll see there's 3 little blocks. In the X one, where it says go to X, drag X coord of nose and pop that in the first hole. Perfect. And now do Y coord of nose in the Y hole. Cool. And now when you click the green flag, the cat should follow your face. So give it a sec to load the model. It's going to go check in the cloud with Watson and find out what it knows about your face. And it's going to pull that back. There we go. So when you move around.
Nice.
Awesome, man. And so now what we're going to do with it is, because the cat is cool, but like, to be honest, the smug cat is my least favorite sprite, right? So if we go to your costumes tab now, so you can stop the code from running if you want. You can just click stop. And we'll go to your costumes tab and we'll paint a new costume. You can make anything you want, right? We'll just paint a fresh costume on there. It can be like a clown face or a Batman mask, whatever you want. All right. So you knock something up and I'll knock something up. And Christina, are you going to make a one as well?
Yes. I'm going to go a little maybe holiday themed, kind of like Rudolph.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Okay. So just a bit of artwork. So you guys at home as well, just like make something that's, a bit funny perhaps, or a little bit silly.
And hello to Oscar on Facebook. Hi, Oscar. And Aisha saying hi to everyone. Larry, thanks for your question. We responded in the chat. So yeah, thanks to folks. Let us know what you're adding for your like fun face. Oh, I like what you're making, Severe. Looks cool. And let us know if you have any questions or are having any issues. Full transparency, my camera's not working, but I'm going to figure it out. My block said turn video off. I figured it out.
Nice. That's all of that. Nice. It's always good to get the solve.
I really don't know what colors to put in.
Oh, anything you like, man. Like bright colors are always good.
Yeah. I mean, it's looking great so far. Mine's just red. Like I said, I'm going with like the Rudolph red-nosed reindeer.
Awesome. So you guys at home making a nice mask, right? So we've got the code all working now. And now we're really just making it look as cool as we possibly can. So adding something simple. You could even make the thing out of 3 individual sprites if you wanted. You could have 1 that would track your nose and 2 that would track your independent eyes. And so when you moved your head, they would follow. So you can see mine is sort of following me now, but it's a bit janky. It's getting there. I think it might not like the angle of my face. There we go. It's because it's an up angle. Look, there we go.
And I have to tell folks, like, what's really cool about this project is A, it's a new project, and B, Mr. C actually made this project. This is one of his first projects that he's created. So shout out Mr. C. I have to tell everyone. I knew you weren't going to say it, so I wanted to make sure that it's new. He made this project, y'all. So if you like it, let us know. If you don't like it, I
don't know what to tell you.
I don't know what to tell you. I'm getting some thumbs up from Peter. Thanks, Peter, for the thumbs up. Let us know if you're making the project at home. I was looking, oh, you're adding some eyes. Nice, Severe. That's looking great. If anyone's having issues with the camera, what I had to do is I actually just reloaded it, and now my camera is registering. I think it was having trouble because I'm doing both the stream. So just refreshing the page for me helped the camera to work. Just wanted to share that.
So I am okay. Yeah, so I'm just putting some bits pieces together. So I've got these two circles here I'm going to turn to a mouth. So if I group them now, there'll be one thing, and I can take my eraser and I'll just rub this bit out. And I should end up with a mouth, sort of. Just make it a bit less.
Oh, I see what you're trying to do there.
You see what I'm doing? Can you see how I'm working? Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool, that sort of works for me. And then I'll grab it and I'm going to shift it up to here.
Mr. C, you're getting some love in the chat. Just a full thumbs up from Peter. Also getting Manish showing some support. Thanks so much. Oh, man, you're going to advance, adding teeth too.
Oh, yeah, I spend a lot of time in Scratch. A lot of time in Scratch.
Looking and checking in with Severe, excuse me. It looks so good. Sandeep, are you coding too?
Oh, no, I'm just enjoying what you guys are doing.
No pressure.
All right, paintbrush. I'm going to like make it small. Oh, that's too small. There we go, that's better. Cool. That's actually slightly creepy, I think, my mask, but it's good. I'm happy with it. I'm happy with it. So I'll click the green flag, and the model takes a little while again to warm up. But there we go. You can see my mask is following my face.
Nice.
So that facial recognition thing, though, Christina, you can do so much with it, right? Like it can detect where you are with your like face on it. It can detect the size of things based on how close or far away you might be. Right? So you can start building them. Me and the boys are actually building a facial recognition system for their bedroom door. So we're going to build another one that can detect who they are. We're going to train a model, and it's going to detect Zach or Xavier's face, and we're going to compare that to other stuff. We're going to test it up against photos of people and all sorts of things. So yeah, so it's so easy to work with this like Scratch machine learning stuff. How you going, Severe? Sorry, Christina?
I'm just confused with how to make my eyes.
Oh, then we're here to help, buddy.
Yeah, man. Far away.
Yeah.
What can I do for you?
All right.
So,
Go ahead, Mr. C.
So make the circle, give it a color outline, right? So if you give it the color outline you want, then you don't have to worry about drawing a second circle. And you can make that outline as thick or as thin as you would like. Right, so you can tell it that you want a thicker line around the outside, and it will change that for you.
That's too big, I think.
Remember too, man, that you can also resize these sprites using the numbers underneath the stage. So like where it says size, I changed my entire sprite up to 150 because when I drew it, it wasn't quite as big as I would like. So there are a lot of ways we can get it to change size and things. So if you just make the eye the way you would like it to look, the size and bits we can do with code, or we can do with numbers and like integers that we set underneath the thing. So that's a really good looking eye. If you now draw another circle but fill it with black, yeah. So set all the way to black, yeah, and draw that inside the other one. That's how I do my eyes. It's just like a cheeky little cartoon looking cheat. Perfect. Look at that, Mickey Mouse style.
Oh, that looks great.
That's cool, man. And so you could, if you just duplicate that sprite now, you don't need to draw a second eye. You've already got two eyes if you just dupe the sprite itself. So that's it, man. And then underneath where you're looking, underneath your stage, if you right click on the sprite itself and duplicate it, you can make another eye. Yeah. Dupe. Bam.
Nice.
So if you wanted to, man, if you change the size of all of those down a bit, so if you're set to 100 now, if you make them all about 50 in the size underneath the screen there, yeah, perfect. That'll shrink them down so there'll be like a usable size for you. There we go. And you can just drag the code you put onto the nose. If you just drag them onto each of the eyes now, you can set them to follow your eyes instead of your nose. Yeah, awesome. Yes, perfect. Watch for the little wiggle of your sprite when you're doing it, everybody at home. That lets you know that it's putting it on the correct sprite and just changing those drop downs. Well done, Severe, man. You're Scratch Pro. Yeah, and then we dupe it to the other one. And so what Severe is doing now, everybody at home, is he's using the code we've already written, right? Because real programmers, we always work smarter. We never work harder. Let the machine do the work. So he's copying his code across to the new sprite, and he's just going to change it so they follow different parts of his face, and he's going to do the independent mask that I was talking about. Super cool, dude. Well done.
Oh, wow. This is exciting.
If you right-click and do clean up blocks, Severe, it should show you if there are any blocks there, but it might not have dragged across. No, there's nothing there. That's it. If it's grayed out, there's no code yet. That's it, man. Give it a drag.
Nice. Got it.
Excellent. Look at that. Cool. So now when you
let's see if it works.
Yeah, moment of truth. Moment of truth. Ooh.
Yeah. That is awesome. Amazing, man. Very cool. So cool. If you shrink down your nose sprite a little bit more, it will just duck down a little bit. Make it like 75 or 80 maybe. Yeah, perfect. Look at that now. That's so cool, man. Well done. So good.
Awesome. Yeah. I'm seeing Rudra on YouTube is saying that they've never used camera stuff in Scratch. Well, try it out. This is a great first project to explore it for sure. And awesome project made by Mr. C.
Thanks. Yeah, nice shout out. Thanks, Christina.
Yeah, so you all can go to rpf.io/face follower, and that'll take you to this project that we just explored
Which is
together.
Still a secret link. It's still a hidden link, right? So only people watching the stream can get to this project right now. It's not public yet. We've still got it hidden away. It's an exclusive thing for the live stream.
Yes, for all of our friends at home. So definitely check it out. Let us know what you think. And Sandeep and Severe, thank you so much for joining us and for staying up late. We really appreciate it. It was so great to connect with you both. And thank you for all the incredible work you're doing to bring coding opportunities to kids in India and to connect with our community all over the world. I'm really inspired and I'm so grateful to have you both in our community.
It was
all right,
a pleasure.
We'll see you all later. Good night. Bye.
Thanks, guys. How cool is that? Like, that was so awesome to have those guys, and very inspiring, like you say, about that cross community. Like, the world is in crisis and these guys are doing stuff together. It's just so cool.
Yeah, it was really neat, and loved connecting with you all at home. Like from, let me see, we had Ali, Gobal, Larry, Tabri, Alex coming in with questions and saying hi. Thank you all so much for getting involved and for seeing you all. And we're just coming and hanging out with us. And unfortunately, that's all the time we have for this week, but you can always get in touch with us. Send us an email at dmah@raspberrypi.org. We love to hear from you. And if you're a young digital maker interested in joining the stream, let us know.
Absolutely. We've got another live stream next week, everybody. Same time, same place. Make sure to hit subscribe and go to rpf.io/sub so that you're the first to know when we get the new content and when we go live with it. Brilliant, everybody. Thank you very much for joining in today. Thank you for being here for Digital Making at Home, especially all of our new people. We'll see you next week when we're talking with Jill. She works with young people at her Coder Dojo in London, and we'll make a holidays-themed coding project in BlocksCAD, nice 3D model that we can 3D print for Christmas.
I'm excited. See you later, Mr. C. Thanks
Catch
for
you
an
later,
awesome time.
Christina.
Bye.